Hi, love.
You need a special thing to say?
I was going to say that our house is a pigsty and really needs to get picked up.
No! I'm alive!
It's seriously a mess. And this whole making cinnamon sugar toast thing, we need to make something because there's like 10 pounds of sugar on your bread, and that's disgusting and not
Sugar comes out quick.
So I think I'm going to fill it up in the shaker, and then you can just shake some out because that can't be a breakfast. That's too much sugar, and that's a no-go.
I don't really know what to do. Your mom is a no-go, what you said.
So
What do a no-go mean?
no, what does a no-go mean? It means like it's not happening. No.
Your mom isn't happening.
You're a goose.
I mean, no, mom.
You mean my mom?
Yes.
I'm gonna tell Nanny. Nanny, you are not happening. Gross. Chew with your mouth closed. Today is Tuesday.
Writer's tea time.
Today is Writer's Tea Time Day, which is the day where we spend some special time working on writing activities, and we make something hot and yummy to drink and bake something together.
Not chocolate chip cookies though. We're doing oatmeal cookies this time, alright?
I have to make sure I don't think we have everything for that.
Yes, we do. We have lots of oatmeal.
You need more than just oatmeal.
Carolina.
So anyways,
I go to the store to get my cat some food.
I have to find a way to get to the store to pick up chicken food and cat food today. I really didn't want to have to go anywhere, but we are out of both those things, and that makes for some cranky animals. So I have to figure that out.
And more chicken for Jerry.
So I have to do that. We need to get school done, but
Chicken for Jerry.
and I have computer work that really needs to get done. He has chicken. I have computer work that really needs to get dealt with, but I think we're gonna pause and stop, please. You're gonna knock it over. I'm going to clean the house real quick. At least I'm in the process of going. I wish my mom was coming over to clean my house. We are in the process of. I have one mom. Will you please stop interrupting me?
Do you have to?
I don't have two moms.
Do you have to?
We're in the process of getting rid of all of our stuff.
Do you have 5?
And so that makes our house is just torn apart as I'm in this process. But I've got to. Will you please stop? You're being very rude.
Okay, what?
You're driving me crazy.
Your mom is driving you crazy.
No, because my mom's not here interrupting me every 2 seconds.
Okay, forget it. I have people that act nice.
So the
The
house is a disaster as we are trying to go through to get rid of all of our stuff. But with it being a mess, I can feel already that it is just going to make me a ticking time bomb, and my attitude is not going to be what it should be, because when the house is a mess, it makes me stressed out. So I am going to fix that real quick while you guys get started and do your independent school stuff, and we'll get everything done. So this afternoon we can do Writer's Tea Time.
No change right there.
You are a goose.
Mom is
All right.
a goose.
Let's all pick up the table because y'all have a mess.
Your mom.
Lily's running away. She's literally running away right now. Let me show you the table. So here's the aftermath of breakfast and Bible study. Dishes, colored pencils, plates, Bibles, cups, mugs. I say we're gonna clean up and everybody leaves. So I've now lost everyone. I think Travis is getting a shower and getting ready, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm really trying to get stuff done this morning, and I'm noticing I already just feel kind of overwhelmed from all of this stuff just everywhere. And if we need to be baking today and sitting down and writing and spending time, you know, doing these things, I am not going to have the heart and the attitude that I should have, because I know certain things just trigger me to get overwhelmed, and clutter and mess and just stuff everywhere is one of those things that will just set my fuse far too short for no good reason. And I am not being the mom and the wife that I should be, that I have no excuse for not being. So I'm just going to take a little bit of time, I think, this morning. Maybe it'll be a little bit later before we get to everything today. Whatever, no big deal. And I am going to just try to power clean through a little bit here before the baby wakes up, because it's driving me crazy. I knew when we said, hey, I feel like we should really go through and get rid of all of our stuff, I knew that meant that for a while our house was going to be just kind of chaotic. We're almost going through stuff as if we were preparing to move, but at this moment we don't know if we're moving. Wherever God calls us to be, we will be. But we just really felt that calling of it's time to really strip down everything in our lives, to move on to this next step as far as ministry and wherever God is leading us to. But I knew that meant that would make the house a little chaotic, just with stuff, you know, trying to pull everything out. And like my bedroom, I stripped everything out of there. We just have the bed, the baby's bed, and that's it. And it's so clean. It's so I just feel great in there now, which is usually the opposite. Because if you saw how my bedroom looked beforehand, oh my gosh, it was horrible. But now I walk in there to lay the baby down or change her diaper or do something, and it's it feels so great. So I really just need to get to work on the rest of that here in the rest of the house. So I think this morning, just feeling slightly overwhelmed by all of the stuff was kind of the encouragement I need to be like, you know what, we'll get school done, we'll get it all, whatever. I just need to put some focus here. Yesterday was a beautiful day. We were very excited to get outside with the kids and get some fresh air and go hiking around the woods and stuff, and all of that was fantastic. It was great. But I think today, especially since it's supposed to be baking time and I try to set the table up nice and do our writer's tea time, I need to start with a clean surface, or I am going to be stressy mommy today, and that's not fair to anyone. So I'm just gonna clean because it's a disaster. I don't know if you notice things that trigger you and are things that just set you off. I have learned over the years that as the house gets cluttered and messy, my fuse gets shorter and shorter. So that's one thing that I know, and even when I'm feeling a little bit kind of stirring up within me, that if I just go ahead and call it quits on everything and focus on that, everything will go much better from here on out. So one of my little things I've noticed for me anyways. Thus, I think, are strong feelings for things like minimalism and stuff like that, because it makes such a difference. So house isn't going to be perfect because we are still in the process of getting rid of stuff and having to go through everything room by room, but I think at least I can clean up the surfaces in the main portion and at least contain the mess of separating stuff into one area that we don't use quite as often, like the living room, and that will help, I think, hopefully make me less crazy, I guess is what I'm going for here. So we'll see. Travis didn't want to be in the video, so he was trying to disappear quickly.
I'm also trying to hide from school. I mean nothing.
Oh yeah, you can get started with school now. That works. Good idea, Trav. Glad you thought of it. No, seriously. Okay. You're not even supposed to have your phone. Remember?
I don't even want to go on my phone.
Okay, well, come out here and do school then.
Just away from school.
A note.
I'm promoting our minimalist homeschool very well. Join us and do minimalism with us. Because you know, I'm doing really good.
Be careful, I'll make you go down to the lower field and herd back up the chickens.
I'd rather do that than school.
Oh my gosh.
I'll do it right now.
Don't let them go in the road. Why'd the chicken cross the road? We keep telling why the chicken crossed the road jokes because our chickens keep going down to the road. Okay. Anyways, incredibly lame, everything that just happened. So I was thinking, sometimes I know it is hard, right? The comparison trap. I wrote about it in the autumn edition of our free homeschool magazine. But just thinking about it, sometimes you see these people, right, in their homes and their kids' rooms, and everything always looks so nice and so neat. And they talk about how, you know, just little bits of cleaning each day, keep everything nice and neat or whatever. I think for homeschool families, that kind of doesn't work in the same way. So when you are home all day for every meal, everything happens here. And it's not just, you know, you think of people who work the normal 9 to 5 and kids are gone at school throughout the week. Yeah, it is a lot easier to keep your home clean because there's nobody there messing it up all day long. But when you are home every single day, for me, for like us even, my husband is here with us too. We do everything out of our home. So our house, a full set of dishes, 3 times a day, plus snacks in between, plus everything that's going on, all of the learning, all of the activities, all of the playing, all of the working, everything happens from here. So yeah, your little tips and tricks might be awesome, but for those of us that do everything from home, I think we have to stop and remember sometimes that's not probably going to work for us. And things do look incredibly different when you do so much out of your home. And that's why I try to remember when I see these things, you know, these beautiful homes and everything's painted white and it looks so perfect and is posed so perfectly. Number one, that's not real life. Come on now, it isn't. And if it is, then they're like freaks of nature. So, I mean, whatever, I don't know. But my home is well loved, and you can tell that by the stuff everywhere. There is so much playing and laughing and activity and learning and so much going on. That is what it is. Do not look down on yourself and compare yourself and get frustrated and overwhelmed by that. I get overwhelmed when my house is a mess because for me, just having stuff everywhere, I can't think, it just clutters my mind. It stresses me out. I don't like it. So I have to work for what works best for my family. But my house is never going to look like those what are you growling at? It's Travis. Goofy dog. My house is never going to look like that. And we live in this old rental that needs to be fixed up so badly, but that's not in the cards for our life right now. And so I think just kind of remembering that, because I have to stop and remember that when I see these things and go, oh my goodness, why does everything look so horrible? And I get so down on myself for not doing enough and just frustrated and overwhelmed at why can't I have nice things too, you know, type of a thing. But just stopping and remembering, my house is never going to look like that because I've got 6 people in my house that are constantly messing it up, and that's okay because that's life. So let's just relax and enjoy and do what we can with what we've got. And if I don't have it today, it's because I don't need it today. So I guess a little PSA for myself later, but maybe that speaks to you as well. All right, this dog is freaking out. Okay, so Jerry is like standing up against me up here in the window because Travis, I don't know if we can even see him. See him down there? He is in our lower field walking down to try to herd up the chickens because he doesn't want to start school yet. So he was like, I'll just go and take care of the chickens first. See how they go down? There's a huge hill here and down into that front lower field, and they sit out there by that bush. I don't know if I can point at it, but they sit there at that bush. Oh no, I think one kind of ran up into it. He's got to go scare him up. Oh goodness, they're going towards the road. Uh-oh, uh-oh. This is not going well. He needs to get up and push them up. What's hilarious is my husband sometimes will call the turkey, like literally like a dog. He'll holler for him and the turkey will come back up. But they have been getting much more. Oh, he's going up the hill now, or up to the road. The chickens have been getting much more adventurous with where they want to go. Oh, here they come. He's got him now. The guys are all outside. I hear it's my husband and my brother and one of their friends. They're all out there. I can hear them kind of egging him on. Chickens, I don't know. They're really not wanting to listen though. He's trying to call Turk Turk. Can you see Turkey's the big white one right there? He's trying to get him to come up. Anyways, now none of us are getting anything done because we're just, oops, sorry. Oh gosh, I keep messing this up. All right, now none of us are getting anything done because we're all just watching the chickens. Including you, Jerry. What are you doing? You're not getting anything done, you crazy dog. All right, all of this mess needs to be dealt with. So I'm going to ignore the chicken chaos going on out front and try to tackle at least the surfaces in here. Okay, one more. Look at him. There he goes. He's getting him. And the big guys are all up here, like egging him on. He's got one little hen back there that's straggling. I wonder if he feels like Simon Green in our turkey book we're reading. The Great Turkey Walk, I think that's what it's called. Oh, there goes the other hen. Okay, I wanted to give just a quick little update of what we're actually doing for homeschool. I have so much work that needs to be done on minimalisthomeschool.com. It's not even funny. I know, and I am sorry like a million times over to everyone there that I'm sorry. A lot needs to get updated there, and I'm trying to work on it. That is actually what I am planning to work on during our writer's tea time today. That is, the magazine ended up being a lot more than I thought it was going to be when we started it, as far as keeping up with a million other, I'm sorry, I'm behind there. Working on that. I am also in the process, we will still keep everything up on minimalisthomeschool.com with our free homeschool plans. That's what we started with. But I'm also working on, what happened to Lola? That poor dog, she yips at everything. We're still gonna have the plans on minimalisthomeschool.com. Those will continue on with that complete setup. There will be a second setup though that will be offered free on minimalisthomeschool.com. I'm actually working with some kind of bigger companies and different things, trying to figure it out. So our family is kind of like testing it this year. So right now we're doing a lot, and I'm gonna try to finish up a video on this because there's so much more on this company that I really wanna share like in depth with you guys, but it's the Action Bible. I've talked about it at least a billion times on here, and I have more to talk about it, but we've been using this Action Bible devotional each week. It's just really, really good, and the kids love it. So we're starting off every day with Travis and Lily each have one of the Action Bible study Bibles. We have an ESV and NIV translation that I think they kind of switch in between. So each morning I have them spend time copywriting a psalm. Again, just another way for them to be rooted in scripture. It is helping teach them their writing skills and punctuation and grammar and all of those things just by writing down themselves, copying off of good literature. What better way than to be feeding them with the Psalms, the wisdom of our scripture by doing that. So they write a psalm every day, and then Travis, since he's older, I do dictation where I dictate a few verses out of Proverbs and he writes them down, and then I go back through, double check them for proper spelling, punctuation, capitalization, and then he rewrites any mistakes he might have made through writing those. We do a lot with that. We also, of course, read and do Bible study together as a family. I have used this book to teach our girls how to read. Travis went to public school for kindergarten and part of first grade, so that's where he learned to read. But we've been using this with Lily and now with Virginia, and I love it. It's fantastic. It is such a great way. My mom has even used it. She's a school teacher, so she's been using it for things. Hey, can you help Gigi? I think she's having an issue. But I love this book. This is what we use in our homeschool program. It teaches them how to read, and each day you spend some time with writing practice. It teaches them how to write these letters as well. So I love this book. Again, very minimalist, one book, this and a notebook, and you've got or something to write on, even a chalkboard or something, and you've got everything you need to do that here. For math, Travis spends time on extra math, just working on his math drills, just making sure he's got those down packed. I try to get Lily to work more with extra math this year. She wants nothing to do with it, so I'm not pushing the issue. All the kids have an account on Sumdog, SUMDOG, and it is a great just math game thing that they love. We did a lot of Prodigy. The kids really loved that, but they never really liked the magical elements to it. Oh yeah, Happy Hanukkah song. So Sumdog doesn't have all those magical elements in it. I think there might be a couple ones that are kind of magical, but for the most part it doesn't have that, and the kids really love that, so they do math problems to progress in the games. Yeah, so they really like that. They play that. For the younger ones, I just want it to be fun. My 5-year-old and even my 8-year-old, they don't need to have all of their math facts just memorized that they can ramble off. Really, that's just not necessary at their age. So I want them to be playing and to be working with numbers and using that in real life and in school type work, but doing it in a way that it's a game and it's a fun, and they look forward to it. I have to be get your writing done and then you can go play Sumdog. They love playing Sumdog. So that gets their, I want them to be excited about it. I want to foster a love of learning in my children, so I don't want to force them to do activities that they absolutely despise. Whereas Travis, who's 14, I'm a little more with him hey, I try to think of, when you get out into the real world, what are some of these things that you truly need to know how to do? And that's where our focus kind of goes forward with him. So those are our core things. That and time spent, they have an independent reading time, and then we have a family reading time where I do a read aloud with our whole family every evening, and we spend some time just reading and discussing that. But I also want them, Lily is a great reader, and Travis to spend time on their own reading a book of their choice. So those are our core things, happen every single day. And then each day we have a theme of something we're working on. So instead of the second project that will be available on Minimalist Homeschool is, instead of having a subject by subject plan for each day, it is instead more of just an overall theme for the day that incorporates various subjects within that. So our one plan for Minimalist Homeschool in our free homeschool plans is a subject by subject list of activities and things to do for each and every day for a 180-day school year. The other one will be a day-by-day theme with various topics and things woven into it, but it'll be much more child-led learning, even kind of an unschooling type approach for us, or for that one. That's kind of going to be the difference between the two. So one will be much more structured, everything with keeping a minimalist tone as far as what you need to do so it's not overwhelming. And everything, of course, being completely biblically based. But one plan will be much more structured subject by subject, and then the other plan will be a much more kind of unschooled, child-led learning, interest-led learning type plan. So those are the two we're working on, just to let you know if you... She is being goosey. In case you found our channel and don't know that we even share free homeschool plans. That's what we do. That's how this whole thing started. So these are the materials that we are using right now that I just love and honestly can't say enough about. And I will link all of these things down in the description. So if you want to check them out, that would be awesome. I'll send you the links for all of those. But those are the things that are our core day-to-day things that we're doing. I usually allow about 30 minutes for each activity. So 30 minutes for them to spend doing their copywriting and dictation, 30 minutes to spend on their math game or drills, 30 minutes to spend in independent reading, and we usually spend at least 30 minutes as our family read aloud. And then we have our activity later. Bible time, our family Bible time every morning goes anywhere from like 1 to over 2 hours that we spend reading together as a family and discussing things. Sometimes I think maybe we've cut it down to an hour, but usually our morning Bible study goes a little bit longer as we're 10 minutes as we're reading and then discussing and looking up, more kind of just depending on what the context of what we're reading is. So that's our the gist of what we're doing here. I was just thinking about how I haven't really given an update of like what we're doing for school, and the whole point of this daily vlog is to do our 100 days of homeschool, so that's what we're doing. You're so sweet. Mwah. Daddy and I just got a podcast done that I think we'll probably post same day as this. I think I'm going to try to post podcasts like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because we have so many to get on that were requested here recently. So we are talking about Torah observance, which has been a real hot topic thing here lately. So praying that the points that we are trying to be very truthful and upfront about come across in the way that we meant them to. It's always hard when you're talking about a topic that people get up in arms about. But we finished that. We let the kids have some outdoor playtime. Travis brought in a bunch of firewood, and now the girls are playing a little bit of Minecraft. I am going to feed the baby. We're going to whip up some shortbread cookies and sit down to do our writer's tea time. Kids love baking. Get them in the kitchen, get them cooking stuff, baking stuff. It's always fun. It's always rewarding. And who doesn't love fresh baked cookies or bread or really anything yummy? So we always love having baking time, and there's so many things that they learn. They're using math skills. We're talking about, nutritional and health stuff. We're seeing how science works. We're seeing so many things in that. So, and it's a life skill the kids need to have. You're eating a sticker from an orange. So we are going to sit down and do that. I'm going to swap some laundry, and then our writer's tea time is where we all just sit down.
Something that will help.
Your neck is still hurting?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And something like to help it.
Something to help it. Yeah. For our writer's tea time, we bake something yummy. I make hot cocoa or tea or hot cider, something like that, just to have. That's fun. And then we sit down and just write. Everybody writing. So I don't care what they're writing about. If they just want to practice penmanship skills, if they have a story they want to write about, a letter to a friend or family member, whatever it may be, I don't force. Yeah. Mom. Your face is dirty. Mum. I'm mum. Bun. Yeah, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. I don't force them to write about anything in particular. Whatever they want to write about, they write about. There have been times where there's like something specific I think could use a little more work, penmanship most likely, that maybe I will be like, hey, let's spend a little bit of time doing this. But the point is, bake something, get something hot to drink. I usually will set the table kind of cute, light a candle, just something that makes it feel a little special and a little different. And then we'll sit down and just spend at least 30 minutes kind of just writing. After the 30 minutes, if they're done, they're off, whatever, they're over it, I let them more times than not though. An hour and a half later, everybody's kind of still lingering around the table doing that. Sometimes we even end up playing like board games or something afterwards. So I think it's a really great special time. I will help them with spelling. I will help them with, punctuation, grammar, topics, ideas, flow, anything like that. That's why I always make sure that I'm sitting there with them and I'm writing and doing stuff as well, but not something that I'm so wrapped up in that I can't be interrupted every 2 seconds to answer a question. But I like them to see me in the act of kind of working alongside them. I think it's a great encouragement. Daddy will even join us sometimes, which is always fantastic. But I think, and if they're like, sometimes we get sour moods and nobody wants to write anything, and I say, then that's fine, copyright. Crack open the Bible or whatever, Psalms, copyright. You can spend 30 minutes doing some more copywriting. You have to be doing, you know, something with this, which works out pretty well. And I think they really do learn a lot. Like, I think Writer's Tea Time is Lily's favorite day out of all the, and Nature Walk are two of her favorite things that we do.
Those are my three favorites.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So anyways, that is what we are going to go do now that they definitely enjoy. Yeah. Mum, mum, mum. Mum, mum, mum. Mum, mum, mum. Mum, mum, mum. What are you doing? Ah. 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 Anyways, you're just too cute not to play. We're gonna go get that done, I think. Huh? Yeah, yeah.
Hey, don't break those.
Now it has your face. Alright, we made super cute and yummy shortbread cookies. Only 3 ingredients. And tea and hot cocoa. Please don't spill it. Yes, we got it.
And we have a Travis.
So we're going to do Writer's Tea Time. And then it's about time for dinner. So I think we're pretty much done. Yeah.
Mom.
Daddy's working on a fire. That's what all of the noise is.
Why the tea time we figured we do?
You wanted cocoa.
But
So,
no.
yeah. We are going to get this done, and then I guess we're really done for the day. We just have our family reading that we'll do tonight.
And then we'll go have music.
Yes, and we're going to play music. What music do you want to listen to?
Baby state. Sonda.
So, Madashahu and Mahali, basically. Yeah. Did you guys have a good day today?
Yes,
That's mine.
okay.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, thank you. Those are my cookies. You had a good day? What letters did you learn about today? Do you remember? Which 2 letters?
Emma.
M and what? Stop.
Sorry.
What other letter did you learn?
I spell upon.
Hold on.
B.
S. You did M and S today, and you did really good.
Hey,
Huh.
Travis, you did that.
What?
I saw you. Music now.
Okay, music.
Okay, let's go stop this thing.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
All right, we have finished all of our activities. When we got done with Writer's Tea Time, Travis wants to do...
What's hurting the baby?
Oh, goodness, you saved them?
So I had to throw this metal thing at him.
Ah. Is that your chicken getter?
Yeah.
Travis wants to spend more time doing more Bible studies. So him and I... Hey, get away from my aloe.
Mom?
Get away from my aloe, Rooster. Get out of here. So I started doing an extra Bible study. Daddy and I did an extra Bible study with Travis. We are working through Matthew with him. So that was fun. We worked on that. And then the girls are outside now running around,
You know where Trav's
acting amok. Look at all the birds running amok, I mean. And then look at, can you see the moon up there? Already you can see it. Pretty cool. You guys see the moon? How bright it is?
Oh, yeah. It's half of the moon.
So the girls are going to play a little bit. I'm going to go inside and try to work, get a little bit of computer work done because I know there's like serious work that needs to be done on the Minimalist Homeschool website. And I'm going to try to work on that. I have no idea what you did with Travis's spike helmet. You'll have to find that. Ooh, but first I'm going to bring my plants inside. It was sunny today, so I brought a bunch of my plants out so that they could have some sunshine. But I need to get them in because it will be freezing tonight. Hello, little birdies. Look at all these chickens. Turkey's been acting kind of crazy lately, so we've been having to keep an eye on that crazy turkey. All right, I hope you guys have had an awesome day. Hopefully, something might possibly that we have done was something of encouragement to you and your family and your homeschool. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Like I said, we've got the podcast coming out. Get the winter edition of the magazine if you haven't already. And I don't know, whatever else. All of the things, you know. I don't know. We'll see you tomorrow.